accounts when I, you know what I'm saying, send people over and stuff like that. So as far as promotion and everything, you can utilize Fiverr a lot for real.
Hey, okay, yeah, I'm gonna check them out. That's one of them apps. I think I heard of off of YouTube, and like you know how like you in the spirit of it, and you're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna download the joint, and then you don't get back to it. Like you know, you didn't download the app. Like, oh, I gotta create an account. I got it. So I did that, and I just, uh, I guess follow through with the rest of it. So we'll check it out.
It's like if you got a computer and somebody else you know got a computer, but they real techie, and you see what they can do with it, and you like, man, I got that too, and I never even know my computer could do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah, man, I keep, you know how many apps, some cartoon apps I didn't download it? They'll be like, oh, make your picture a cartoon. I'm like, okay, man, I can do that. You know, they'll wash your filter over it real quick. Then I'll take, you know, the most simple picture I got. I could do that. And then I'm like, this is like trash. And I'm like, it must be the app. I've seen other people use the same app and come out cold with it. I'm like, wow. So, yeah, man, art is not my thing, bro. Anytime in class, they were like, you can either write a paper or you can do a drawing. I'm like, what's this happening? Because I already know that drawing ain't gonna come out right. You know, that's a solid 0. So
Hey, you ain't the only one. I'm the cut and paste king. I can manage to put something together, make it look clean, but as far as large from scratch, only thing I'm making is waffles and pancakes. You know?
oh, I feel you though. I feel you. That's about it.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the introduction.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, the Landover Legend, aka Big T, and this is another episode of the I Can't Make This Up podcast. I would like to first thank my guest today for his services in the Air Force. He's an up-and-coming comedian, content creator, podcaster, health enthusiast, and motivational speaker, some would say. We met via social media and clicked instantly. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Kenneth Bridges.
Hey, what's poppin', Ken, folks? What's good, y'all?
I see you tried to go alto right there. I don't know why you decided to switch up, but it was funny.
What y'all about? That's that meeting shit. You got no meeting place?
Yeah.
That evens out.
Mm-hmm.
It's too official and shit like that. It's kind of barockish. I be doing that shit for like no reason at all. Especially when I just meet people. I love that. Walk into meeting rooms with colonels and shit like that. Love that. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Like, damn, you really sound like Brock. I'm like, nah, I'm fucking with you.
Come in Adam's apple first. Hey, how's it going?
Got to tilt the head back for that. A little bit.
So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, man. I feel like you said most of it all right there, man. That was a beautiful intro. I was like, hey, that's all me right there. Damn. But yeah, man. Kenneth out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, born and raised. Officer in the Air Force, biologist. Do a little bit of stand-up comedy. Avid runner, marathon runner. Dabbled in writing a little bit. Trying to work on a book right now. What else, man? Contract specialist, program manager. I do a little bit of everything, man. I stay busy, and I love the work, man. So that's where we at right now. So just dropped a podcast not too long ago. Uploaded episodes by the day, Kinfluence. So you're gonna see more episodes come out second week of March. So far it's a bunch of introductions so far. Been hopping on other people's podcasts, getting familiar with the game, getting familiar with different podcasters out there. So many different dope podcasts and niches out there, you know, trying to tap in with everybody, trying to be available. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at right now.
So what does Kinfluence mean?
Kinfluence, man. Well, a lot of people ask me that, and it's in one of my introduction videos. It was crazy how many people came to me and was like, that's a dope name. What does it mean? What is your podcast about? And really, for me, you can boil it all down to the opinions and the thoughts of Ken Influence, man. So we're coming at you with just a myriad of different topics. So we got entertainment, fun things, serious topics like relationships. We have things that just happen out in the media, and also just things off the top of my dome that I think is just valuable information for everybody to have. So that's where we at with it, and y'all check me out.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I checked out the intro and I was just like, okay, I see what you're doing there. That's a
Yeah.
different spin on, how everybody else is doing it, but at the same time, you wasn't forcing it, you was being yourself, and not everybody can do that. Some people imitate and other people are originators.
Yeah, yeah, man. I feel like that's the only way I can do it, man. I think everybody who wants to be somebody grows up initially trying to imitate somebody else. And I think once you figure out that doesn't work, that's when you really start falling into who you are. I think it was Rick Ross that says, if you play into a script, you're gonna forget the script eventually. And you just gotta be yourself. So I remember growing up, I used to always watch Def Comedy Jam with the uncles, you know what I'm saying? So I was, doing my best Eddie Griffith impressions back in the day. I was doing my best Eddie Murphy impressions back in the day. But somewhere along the way, man, you just got to do you. And that's what all content, that's what all things, whether it be in a relationship, you got to be yourself. Because if you're trying to be a reflection of who somebody wants you to be, that's not going to be a healthy situation for either party. Trying to be somebody else when it comes to something like this, when it comes to being a real person, like this is probably the most organic place you're supposed to be, just to just interface with other folks. So you being somebody else there, I think it just comes through, you know what I mean? And when we do what we do and try to pump out a lot of content, God help you feel like you're about to put out a bunch of content that somebody else. You know what I mean? So that's just how I do it, man. So we got topics from music and how I feel about certain artists, groups of artists. So with that, I got an episode coming out called Simp Serenades. Interesting topic on that. And you got other stuff too about how to organize your life and how I'm able to do so many things. A lot of people say, yo, Ken, you do so many different things, bro. You just rattled off a list of shit. Don't you get tired? Hell yeah, I get tired. I'm tired now, bro. No shit. I woke up 30 minutes ago from a nap and from after work. I was drained and then came into this podcast because I've been wore out. But I'm able to do a lot of different things because I do a lot of different things. If you're running all day, you're going to get burned out from running. But if you run for a little bit, breathe for a little bit, do a little of this or that, you nibble at all these different things, keep changing your focus. When you keep doing that, it's going to evolve into keep re-upping on energy. That's how I rock, man.
Yeah, your body will build a tolerance to your routine if you're doing it the right way. Because otherwise, it'll shut down when you're not treating this right. It's like, oh yeah, sleep.
When I tell you, ask anybody I text, call, interface with on a daily basis. I'll be texting my friends, and it'll be, 10 o'clock, and I'll send a text or a snap, chat message or whatever. 10:01, they'll reply at 10:02. 10:03, I'm asleep. Knocked out. You know what I'm saying? There have been times where I've knocked out right here on this couch, bro, and went to sleep like this. Woke up, sun streaming on my face, and this bottle's still in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Ain't moved an inch. So, your body do tell on you. So if you need that sleep or you need to do whatever you gotta do, you gotta do that.
So, have you ever had one of them nights where you fell asleep on the chick?
Fell asleep on a chick?
Yeah.
Oh, plenty. You talking about like on the phone or while she was over here?
While she's around you, yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I'm a gentleman. First of all, I'm a gentleman in town. I'm gonna let you know straight up, I'm gonna go to sleep on you. Straight up. So that way there's no surprise. Because what you see is what you get with me. You see, I got a bunch of energy. I talk with energy in me, and I'll be talking like this, and all of a sudden you be like this. I'm gonna let you know that I'm probably I be out, bruh. And I didn't know I snored. I did it.
Oh yeah.
I snored, and that's how they know I get deep sleep. And all like, fuck knew. But yeah, it be like that sometimes. You know what I mean? And don't let it be good. Don't let it be good. Don't let it be late. So that's all I'm saying. If you want to spend time with me, movies. Look, man, I love Netflix and chill. I love the cover and all that stuff, and lay up and get the popcorn and get the HBO Max going. If I ain't into that movie, bro, I get the 20 minutes like a light gone. So wake up, credits roll. So I'm like, man, I'm good on it. Playing it off well. So yeah.
Yeah, I used to go to the movies, and after working a 10-hour shift on a Saturday, and after we ate, and then it's a boring movie. Oh man, this ain't gonna be no date. This is a nap.
It's a wrap. You trying to make me go to sleep, especially I think dudes like we get like a bad rap for going to sleep during movies, right? Especially like at the house. What a lot of people don't realize is they have weighted blankets for a reason. The extra weight of that weighted blanket somehow puts pressure on your circulatory system, and it just kind of is confident, knocks you out. So if somebody's laying on you, and you didn't eat, and you watching a movie, you didn't got this extra heavy blanket on you. You got this person on you. Y'all probably breathing at the same tempo or rhythm, so that's already halfway mesmerizing. This movie ain't on shit. It's about romance. I don't know, something stupid, and it ain't hitting for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't got no actors you recognize, and you just like, and it's a bunch of classical music, bunch of strings in the background. So I'm like, come on, bro, y'all orchestra ain't popping. It's a bunch of violas and shit. I'm knocked out, and I ain't ashamed about it.
It's visual white noise. Like, all right.
Yeah. And I can't tell you how many times though, man, the credits, I don't know what it is about the credit sequence, but I feel like I can feel when the movie ends. And that's when I wake up. Because I gotta play it off like I wasn't asleep. Like they would do that shit to you, they like look back and be like, are you asleep? And I'll be like, yeah. Mad asleep. So I don't know. But sometimes you feel caught. I don't know. I got into like a bad rhythm of that, like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. Like going to sleep during movies and then just being like, I don't always go to sleep during, like, you gotta like prove a point, right? You're like, I don't always go to sleep during movies. And looking back, like, you like, I've been awake. They just did the thing.
Man, I got caught sleeping. I don't even know what the name of the movie was. It was dumb, but like I hit one of those, and she was just, and I'm like, nah. I was blinking real hard, but I seen when the guy, like whatever the movie was, Jaden Smith was in it, and I was like, yeah. Jaden came out and the security chased him. She was like, what else happened? Huh?
Jaden came out. He was an icon living. He started a record label. Misfits just did it. Something. But it'd be rough, man. It'd be rough. So I feel like at the end of the day, it comes down to we need to do a better job at picking the movies ourselves. Because usually 9 times out of 10, the movies I pick kind of pop. Even if it is, I'm not gonna say every movie I pick is action or packed with, comedy or whatever, but it's usually a good balance, something that keeps you interested. But like with certain movies, man, I'd be like, you might as well put a underwater fish documentary on, because I'm dead right now. Every whole screen be blue. bunch of slow moving fish and shit like that. You got David Attenborough or what's his name? Morgan Freeman, slow talking ass, talking about fish in the deep blue ocean. Come on, bro.
That is the Michael Buffer voiceovers. Like you get Morgan Freeman to say 30 lines, he gets $1 million. Like
Right.
like he said he's tired of people asking him to do voiceovers, but he ain't tired of getting them checks.
He sure not, bro. He not. And who put him on the album recently? It wasn't Travis Scott, was it? Dang, he put him on the album. But like, really, I wish you had like, I don't know, like some type of service where you could just hire Morgan Freeman for shit. And I don't care if it's 10 racks, 5 racks, whatever it is. I'm gonna dig the money up somewhere. I'm gonna rob somebody's grandma and sell a Buick because I want Morgan Freeman to narrate something in my life. And I don't know what. I feel like most of us have like written shitty songs or poems at some point in our lives, and you just know it ain't on nothing. You read it back, damn, that's trash. I got some old poems from like middle school that I had given little girls and shit like that. I want to make a book of them shits and just have Morgan Freeman just sit up and you are beautiful, beautiful in every way. Each day, I think of you. Do you want to go outside and play? That shit kind of slap, don't it? Like that? Shit.
What was the girl's name that hurt you that made you keep those letters? That's what I want to know.
Damn. 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 First of all, I wasn't hurt. I wasn't hurt. I was a meticulous kid, bro. Now I think about it, this is some serial killer shit. So the second I thought about this, I said, whoa, wait. So there was this girl in 8th grade, unnamed, was mad bad. Well, she was in 8th grade, I was in 7th grade. She was the baddest girl in school, right? It took a lot to get her attention. So I've always been a great writer. I've never got anything less than a perfect score on a writing test. I've been writing shit my whole life. Keep a journal, whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna just write this girl some notes. Doodly deep deep doop, and wrote some notes, sent them to her, and she'd be like, oh, that's cute. She must not have got it. She must not have processed that shit, because that shit was fucking fire. Maybe it was because it was in pencil. So I started writing everything out in pen. So my mom, again, I think I told you earlier, my mom taught English and history, and social studies, that kind of stuff back in the day. So she hated my penmanship so bad. My mom was like, for you to be the son of an English teacher, the way you write is like just terrible. Crooked letters and all this other shit. So I would write it out very sloppy and pencil, and then I would take a pen and I would take another sheet of paper and just very slowly write this shit out perfectly, right? So the lines, this shit was lined up better than Microsoft Word, bro. You know what I'm saying? Niggas making zigzags and shit, niggas making crooked hearts and box faces, all kinds of shit. And eventually, I guess she was feeling one of them, and you know, that was it. But again, I think persistence kind of won the battle there. I hit it with a Charlie Wilson line, and that was kind of the rap there. But yeah, so why I still have the pencil versions of those letters, I don't know. And it's very awkward too, because my mom was moving. She's in the process of going to a different house, and she's packing up all the stuff in my old room. And she ain't got no business in there. She ain't got no business in there. There's stuff in like little boxes that are already kind of prepackaged, ready to be put up in like storage bins and shit like that. Put it in there. My mom was like, you want anything in your room? Nah, I ain't been home in a hot minute, mom. You know, I didn't moved out. I haven't lived home since I was maybe 18 or whatever. So that's been a hot minute. So I'm like, man, I've been got everything out there. She was like, you don't want none of these journals? Journals. Journal. Now I'm thinking, I'm like, man, you talking about that green notebook with all them nasty little poems and shit. I hope she didn't read them. She probably did, but
Oh, you was 50 cents. You was little Marcus out here. You was my best friend.
yeah, honestly, I got Mario playing in the background. Got say you just a friend. Say you say I'm just a friend. Oh baby, you. Oh, she gonna love it. Got what I need. Oh shit. You say I'm just a friend. That ain't gonna work. You say I'm just a friend. What did the Taurus say? Getting special words and shit like that. I'm smart by the end of this. She gonna know.
I think I was supposed to be a doctor because my handwriting is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like it kills me when I see my mother write like perfectly with no lines and it be straight and just the crispest cursive I've ever seen in my life. Like how bad did your teacher beat you to make you write like that? Because I obviously did. Maybe I should let my teacher beat me because like even when I fill out forms when I go places at the top I write "Don't judge me," and then they read the rest because my handwriting is atrocious. Like you let me type it up. Oh, Helvetica bold. Like the shit gonna be clean,
right?
grammar correct and everything. But if I gotta write it, only thing that's gonna look good is my signature.
My signature is dope. I gotta give you that. My signature is dope, but I don't have the season's greetings right either. No, this Christmas shit. My math, man. I thought I was bad at math for a long time. Turned out that I just writing anything. My numbers look like shit. So yeah, I was like, is that a full 7? I don't know. And then you got to look back at the book. Tired of looking back and forth at your paper from the book. Fuck it, we gonna guess. So it'd be right for the math that I have on the page, but the fact that it didn't translate from the paper in the book to what I wrote down, it was a disconnect. So it took some time to clean that up. But yeah, man, handwriting. They got that Little House on the Prairie. Ain't nothing better to do handwriting. That Queen Elizabeth as colonial handwriting. I don't have that, man. I don't have that for the time to write well. My ex used to get on me about that. She's like, why do you write so bad? And I was like, who cares? And that was the end of the conversation. Who the fuck cares? Who's writing anything by hand these days? Who's writing that on a resume? Oh, skills. Hella good penmanship. I could tell you all the fonts I could write in. Okay.
I don't even think they teach cursive in school anymore, do they?
They don't. They don't. Which is kind of fucked up because that was one of my best lines from that book, bro. He's talking about writing in cursive. Man, I remember some of them shits too. Shits was too good. It was too good. I had to recycle. Man, I ain't lying, bro. There was some hats off to the 5th grade girls who got the shit that the college girls got many years later. There are many times I was just like, well, I don't know what to tell this woman. I'm just gonna where that notebook at? That'll do. And just kind of piecemeal some of these poems and shit together, print it out because we got money now. We got school money. We're gonna use this paper for not real assignments, but for notes to slip under your dorm door and walk away. But yeah, man, this handwriting, there's no use for it anymore. Teach these kids how to type. The fuck?
Where'd you go to school?
I went to East Carolina University, man. Home of the good old Pirates.
HBCU?
Nah, man. So the crazy thing about that is I got into most big places in North Carolina. And as a lot of people know, North Carolina is the hub for HBCUs. So I got into A&T, got into Central, I got UNC Chapel Hill, I got NC State, App State, Winston-Salem State, which is where my cousin went. And to boil down the story, my mom went to UNC Greensboro, which is right outside of A&T. And my sister, who does a lot of things, admittedly, very much like my mom. She's like many of my mom sometimes. So she went to UNC Greensboro as well, right outside of A&T. So for her graduate school program, she went to A&T because she wanted the HBCU experience. But when I was coming up in undergrad, my mom was like, "You don't want to go to A&T." I was like, "What do you mean I want to go to A&T? I didn't watch Drumline. I got the shirt already. The reason I played violin is so that I could get into the band. They would make you play orchestra for a year before you get in the band. And I wanted to play snare like Devin because I watched that movie based on A&T. My mom was like, "Nah, I think you're gonna have a rough time." She beating around the bush, like, "I'm smart as hell, straight A's. You know, what you mean I'm gonna have a rough time?" She's like, "Baby, I'm telling you." I'm like, "Mom, nigga shit." And I'm like, "Nigga shit? What do you mean nigga shit?" She was like, "You don't get into nigga shit." And she was like, "It's gonna be hard for you to focus, because it's gonna be, basically a lot of bad women and catfish fries going on." And I was like, I could see that. So I went to ECU, which is probably no better. It was like #1 party school in the nation for too long. So I don't know if they helped at all. But it was, I think, a perfect intersect of, you know how Kev and Doughboy have Right Shit and Ratchet as their podcast. I feel like this is the perfect intersect of Ratchet and Scholastic. You know what I mean? you can turn up all week. You know what I mean? Like, I think for the average person, you sort of start to view the weekend as Friday, maybe the end of Thursday, you start getting the weekend mode. I swear Tuesday, niggas was like, "Yeah, we gonna have to wrap this shit up. We're going to Sup Dogs after this, bro. We're going to Sup Dogs. We're going to get, we had a night for dollar beers, right? So you could take any container and it will fill it up for $1 to drop a beer. When I tell you niggas was coming with storage bins, I tell you niggas came in with the biggest shit. I'm talking about like basics, like shit you put flowers in for Valentine's Day. Niggas came in with basics and shit and said, "Fill this up."
Mixing bowls.
You know what I mean? And then, like, look, the poor waitress girls, they looking at their manager like, "We did say $1, but what do we do?" The manager like, "Charge them $2. So yeah, bro, it was a good intersect. I feel like I got a lot of studious rigor out of it, but at the same time, bro, it was wild, consistent. So I don't know. When I think back at it, I'm like, I don't know if A&T would have been better or worse. I don't know. I wonder about that, because I'm like, well, what do you take? You take what do you want your kid doing? You want your kid out here tiptoeing alcohol poisoning, or got 3 girls pregnant? So how do you want to play that situation? So I feel like I would take the near alcohol poisoning every time. So wake up, wash your mouth out, drink some water, you're fine. Nobody else is involved. It's your liver. Between you, your liver, and Jesus. And that's it, man. Keep pushing. So
You could leave alcohol poisoning at the hospital. You can't leave pregnancy at the hospital. Like that's gonna be around for a while.
you can segment, but you probably one's more frowned upon than the other. Yeah.
No comment. So, how crazy did the parties get there?
Parties were wild, man. Parties were wild. And the crazy thing is, man, they were. It would just be streets of parties, man. So we had Fifth Street, and my freshman year, we had just a dumb number of clubs open. So, you had your under 21 club, you had your, a little bit more rowdier club, you had your, geared towards us club or whatever. So it was just really, you go out, you sort of pick your poison for the night and get into whatever you're trying to get into. And whatever you're trying to get into that night, you can find it. So I was big into that. It was crazy too, because it was like even the cops that would like patrol and like look for, overly drunk kids, maybe underage drinkers or whatever. They was kind of at the point where it's like, man, fuck it. Like, we ain't shit we can do. Like, you could just look on their face where they was like, who put me on this shift, bro? And it really almost made you feel bad for cops. Because it was like, they were like, fuck you, man. And they get on the longboard and just kick the fuck off like it wasn't nothing. Look at these dudes, man. Damn, man. Kick flipping in front of the cops, taking pictures and shit. They got their GoPros out. Damn, that's disrespectful. You didn't have to ollie over his car like that. Stop, man. They got scooters and shit. But yeah, it was very fun. Good time. But the older we got, the more we got away from Fifth Street and kickbacks. Everybody started having their own kickbacks, and that's when things really, started to evolve as far as like types of fun people have. So Greenville, North Carolina is where East Carolina is out of, the small city, and we called it G Vegas, which is funny because being in Los Angeles now, it's like a nigga regular Vegas is just right there. He was in G Vegas, which was Greenville Vegas. We called it Ghetto Vegas. Honestly, I done been to real Vegas quite a few times because one of my homies, like one of my tightest friends, I call him my brother, that I met in college, he's stationed in Vegas. So I visit him regularly. But I'm like, damn, man, Greenville was just as lit. So yeah, you can find all types of fun out there. Even if you're not like a rager like that, like you're trying to go out there and do the most, there's a cool little vibe for you. If you're into music, there's a cool thing for that. I'm trying to do comedy or something like that. A couple of spots you can get off on that. So yeah, it's cool school. Slightly slept on, I think, when you think about North Carolina places. Well, think about your Dukes, think about Chapel Hill and East State and those big names. After you get past those three, ECU is we say. But yeah, man, good time, good experience. I wouldn't take away.
That's better than some experiences that some people have when they go to school. A lot of times people go out there because they think that's the thing to do, and they follow someone else's footsteps, and then they fall to that pressure of trying to come up with the perfect academics and keep up with everybody else, and that's how they go into debt, getting those credit cards. I'm like, I couldn't do it. That's why I didn't go past community college, because I just was like, this is stupid. Like the 13th grade, and I'm pretty much sitting in class with people I've been in class with for the past 3 or 4 years. So it's like, I don't want to see y'all no more. Like I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna go work. Save myself some money, basically.
Real, man. And there's some people who are professional students, you know what I mean? And that's all they know how to do is to go to school. I think if you don't get that real life experience of being out in the world, being by yourself, not having your parents as a safety net, not low key under the guise of I'm a student, because that's a whole identity by itself, when you're a student. There's a certain layer of protection with that. The school comes in with school health insurance, and school this and school that. On behalf of whatever school, you can do all these things and stuff like that. But you, as whatever your first last name is, you need to get the fuck out there and do whatever you can do as your own person. Away from family, away from your best friends or whatever. So you can learn about yourself and what you're made out of and what you can really contribute to the world and also what you really like, what you're really good at. Man. I knew I wanted to go to college pretty early on. I knew what I wanted to go for, and I was purposeful with it. I feel like I could have done like a little bit more to some extent, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I had a very well-rounded experience, and I can't say that for a lot of people who go straight into college without taking a gap year or like really having a plan that they sat down with. Because me, I worked 3 different jobs. I did ROTC. I had a hard major for biology. I had a booming social life. Man, I kind of did a little bit of everything, you know? So if you don't have that mentality of I'm in a place of networking, I'm in a place of opportunity, I'm in a place that is going to further me as a person, and you don't, keep that up, and you're not checking in with yourself every day. Why are we here? What are we doing here? Okay. And you start letting days pass you by. You're going to let the whole experience pass you by. You're going to look up, you're going to be $20,000 in debt, $50,000 in debt, whatever. That's why I didn't go to UNC Chapel Hill. I wrote the letter. My mama cold for this. She let me write the letter. She let me write the letter. I used my little movie theater money to send the application in. And back in the day, minimum wage was like, damn, it was like 6 something, I think. It was either like low 7s or late 6 or something, right? So I had worked up all this money, sent out this damn application. They wrote me back. They said, Kenneth, welcome to UNC Chapel Hill. I said, hell yeah, we up in this motherfucker. I'm about to get me some Argyle sweaters. I'm about to have some high white socks and shit. And I'm gonna get an ascot, bro. I'm gonna get me a sweater, wrap that bitch around my shoulders. It looked like Fred off of Scooby-Doo. My mom was like, did you look at tuition? I was like, nah, everybody got student debt. And she was like, look at how much tuition is compared to the rest of the places. Looked at it and I was like, oh yeah, we're not going there. Like, all right, cool. Great. But yeah, man, if you don't know what you're doing, you go out there unprepared. Life is ready to take your money and take your time. And that's 2 things I can afford to do.
So you planned on going to college to become Carlton Banks? Like you wanted the Coochie sweaters and the polo?
Bruh,
What fraternity was that?
Act like Will, get big banks like Uncle Phil. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? That was my mentality going into college. I want money like Uncle Phil. I'm gonna act like Will. This fit gonna be Carlton as hell. And honestly, I wasn't too far off. I was broke as hell. No, bro. 2/3 of that wasn't bad. 2/3. I had college money though. You know what I mean? I had college money. Because I worked in the library. I had a couple different jobs in there. I still worked at the movie theater back home in Fayetteville. ROTC, after a certain point, they cut you a check. So, I had a little bit of extra date money and shit like that. Had a little extra beer money and shit. So I was flexing. I knew how to use my little refund check and shit for, I'm not gonna say good things, but better things than some people. So, I still got my Jordans with it, but only got 1 pair versus 5. Shit like that.
Recreational activities. I feel you.
Yeah.
I hosted many paint parties in my old place back in the day, and we could talk about that later. But 20s was lit. The 20s was lit, especially if you was hanging with some open-minded people.
We gonna get into that too. Some motherfuckers say, yeah, you just gotta be open-minded. Bruh, I got a story, bro. Maybe it's for later, but anytime somebody says, before you go in, just keep an open mind. What does that mean? What does my mind need to be open for? What's so different in this scenario?
Well, it's not different. See, the situation was that I hooked up with some kids that was going to Maryland U, right? And I attract people to me for some reason, whether it be good, bad, or other, you know.
Yeah.
And they could drink like I could drink, so we could hang out, we could socialize, and then they get to telling me about these mixers that they go to. So when I go in, people start getting undressed at the foyer, and they got on two pieces underneath. I'm like, okay, I didn't know there was a criteria. I'll come back next time.
All right.
So they had plastic everywhere. They had girls with trays of paint and paint bottles and neon lights and black lights, and it was a whole vibe. And then there was a shower room, like literally like a room with like 8 shower heads, 4 on each sides. You could hose off, and then there was rooms at the other end of the hall to continue what you started in the paint room. And I was just like, I think I can do that, and I plastic, like I was Dexter. I plastic out my room. Well, not my room, my living room at the time, and got the right body paint. Had a couple people come over, and it got real fun and nasty at the same time. And I was just like, I didn't know then, but I know now. I was living in some good times, and it was crazy.
Hey, bro, what kind of paint you use? By chance, if I was the one for the viewers, we all can folk here. If we was to go on Amazon right now, what would we look up as far as body paint, as far as something that's affordable, but also something that's gonna be substantial?
What's the name of that store in the mall that sells like
Come on, Spencer's.
Yeah, that's why I used to get my body paint.
That store in the mall. The one you got to be open-minded in. Spencer, yeah, you talking about Spencer, bro. You talking about open-minded ass Spencer. Okay.
They let me know what was the good stuff and what was the cheap stuff, and I got the good stuff. So it was especially when you put somebody on to something and they're like, damn, I didn't know you was that cool. Like, to try something different instead of just going to a club or having a cookout or just playing spades. Like, it's just you live life, Now, ain't nobody geeking to do that in their 30s, but there are people who live a certain lifestyle that I'm learning about, and I'm actually going to interview a dominatrix. I'll tell you about that later. But there are people who go around in society who have these certain clips or pins that people who are privy to notice, and then they got like their little secret handshake, and they go to these meetings where they just super freaky. I mean, they're not like crazy freaky, but like that's their thing. Like, I want sex, and I want it with y'all two, and you got the club pin, so I'll see you there at 4:30. And I'm just like, wow, I just thought it was just a button. Apparently, it's a sign. Yeah, like a secret society.
It's crazy, bro. So I'm definitely, as time goes on, I'm getting more open-minded for certain stuff, right? And it's just like college people was on some different shit, but like the paint thing sounds cool, and I'm like, yeah, I could rock with that. But man, there was this one time, there was this one cat in my biology class, right? I think it was like sophomore year, and quiet dude, glasses, didn't really say too much, but like popping off antsies in the back of the room. So he's like, all right, bro, okay, I see you back here, dog. And there was a couple times where like, a black dude, we gonna get together, we can folk, we like, hey man, this boom, boom, we gonna divide up homework. So, because we trying to, at the end of the day, everybody at ECU has a mentality of we got to do everything we got to do fast so we can go party. So we was dividing up homework and shit like that. And I'm like, bro, back there, I mean, anybody really rocking with him? It seems like he kind of smart. So they're like, I don't know, man. First of all, I don't know. He seemed kind of weird. I was like, hey, cool, whatever. So started talking to dude, hung out a couple times, did some homework, and I found out it was faster to do my homework with him than it was with the crew. I was like, dang, bro, it's kind of dope, man. We need to work something out. And that goes on for like a couple weeks. And then like maybe third, fourth week, I was like, bro, kind of cool. You know, I'm making weekend plans and me being open-hearted Kenneth. I'm like, let me invite bro out. I probably don't get out like that. And I was like, bro, you got any plans for the weekend? He was like, kind of, you know, that deep Southern accent. Yeah, man, I got some things that, you know, me and my buddy were getting together to do. And, you know, I was just wondering maybe if you wanted to come out. Bug gonna reverse invite me somewhere? Okay, cool, bro. I was like, bet, bro. So is it kind of like more formal? Is it a kickback? Or like I'm like trying to figure out how to dress. And he's like, man, what you got on right now? Fine, whatever. I come back at 7:30. Okay, bro. Bet. I'm gonna see you. So 7:30, swing by my dorm or whatever. In this big ass pickup truck, and the back is covered. And it's a double cab or whatever. And I kind of see something in the back, but I didn't register. Like I took note of it, but I didn't register it. So we driving, we talking, whatever. You know, he listens to music. I was like, oh, bro, you like 50 Cent? Oh, I just didn't take it for you liking 50 Cent like that, bro. And like he big nerd on it. He playing Wankster way too loud. You know, he really into it. So I was like, I expect Kenny Rogers or some shit. Driving down the road. And we having a good time, but I'm like, I've been at ECU for some time. I know where all the spots are at. We driving in the opposite direction, all this shit, and we've been in the car for like 25 minutes, bro. And it's getting a little later than I expected for us to pop up on the situation. And I'm like, where are we going? Well, well, I can't even get there. Yeah, just remember, man, keep an open mind. When he says keep an open mind, I'm thinking it's just gonna be a bunch of white people there. That's fine with me. I party with white people before. They're a good time, bro. Some of my best friends are in France, and I don't mean like stepping, all them. I'm talking about bro, beer bombs over there. I'm talking about them dudes. So I'm cool with it. I'm comfortable as hell. All right, bro. Whatever. I'm leaning this seat back and shit. So we pull up to this big ass clearing, and it's kind of like a hill, right? So it's like a clearing, and it's like a hill. It kind of wraps around, and it's kind of interesting to look at. I'm like, wow, man. I've been camping around a lot recently. I'm kind of like mental noting it, and I'm like, yeah, I need to come out here camping. Big ass bonfire, because you know how country folks do. And I had been drinking a little bit that day. So I'm looking out and I'm seeing like all these objects moving. Them don't really look like people like that, but nigga, you probably drunk, whatever. And he goes to the back of the cab, whatever, and he starts pulling out this big, like orange looking thing. I'm like, what is this? And as he starts pulling it out, it looks like a Big Birdish type costume. And bro, I can't make this shit up. And he starts bringing it out, and it looks like he about to put the shit on. And I'm like, thinking of all the wild shit you do in college. And I'm like, oh, this nigga about to come in and wild out. I'm like, wow, this nigga really has a personality. And I look out, and all these niggas are dressed up like Sesame Street characters, basically. You know what I'm saying? And apparently, this is called a Furby or a furry party, bruh. And they came up and they got the butt slaps all cut out the back of their shit, and everybody, it's just juices and shit going around. It looked mad pagan. I don't know what's happening. And I was like, I'm either gonna die or get fucked here. And I don't know what to do. And something is like, nigga, run. And I was like, no, I ain't gonna let bitch. I gotta see this nigga in class tomorrow. I gotta see this nigga in class. I can't just run. That's gonna be mad awkward. So I'm trying to like talk my way out of it. I'm like, man, my phone, people keep hitting me up. My phone is dying, bro. This is back when iPhones weren't for shit. They still not. This is why I got an Android today, really. But I had an iPhone 4, bro, and I was on red. That joint was don't. I was planning on getting to the party, put my joint on charge, and letting that be it. Phone dying, these people coming up, they trying to talk and all this other shit. And I'm like, I'ma go. And he was he was like, all right, man, that's fine. I understand. You got to be open-minded sometimes. This is a little much. So I understand. I can get somebody to drive me back. I said, you know what, man, I got a friend coming right now. They're coming by this way anyway. I'll just meet them on the road that way. Bro, I tell you my phone died and I walked like probably 2-3 hours that night to get back to my dorm. And my my roommate at the time, we played football together. So I was a corner, he was a receiver, and we would cover each other all the time. And he was like, man, where you go, man? You didn't hit me up or nothing. What was the move, bro? You must have had a good time. You must have been out with some little girl or something, huh? Oh, what you doing, bro? You ain't tell me. You must have really been out there moving. Oh, what happened? Next morning, he was like, bro, I never seen you look like that, bro. You know how won't nothing to get into. It's just a long night, bro. So you gotta be careful open-minded.
So you gonna after that you took the bad grade and the safe party over the furry?
Yeah. We're gonna have to drop that on the assignment. Yeah, we went right back to the homies. And it was a different, there was an error in the classroom after that. Because bro never stopped answering questions. Bro, mitochondria, ribosomes. And you just like, oh. It's the cellular processing, man. You need to quit this.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. If you were mentally mature enough, you probably would have a time of your life out there, low key. If you were there, but
thinking back, maybe. But also putting myself back in them shoes. Man, I saw some things I ain't had no business saying, and I'm gonna put it that way. There's a spin you can put it on there where it's like, yeah, man, she got the nice fluffy cat titties or some shit like that. Ooh, I might be into that. Look at that. Ooh, she dressed like a duck. I like that. I'm gonna make whack and flat from the back. But it was not that. It was not that. There might have been a couple ducks ready to swim in some ponds, but there was some other things transpiring where I was like, I'm gonna walk. If you're a grown black man who just left this furry party or whatever, and you walk beside the road, ECU's in the country, but hours, you must have felt some type of way. You saw some things. So yeah, bro, I had to get up on out of there. You about to catch me 30 years later, me running for office, and they got some laminated ass bitch. Well, was this you at the furry party dressed as Elmo? I was not Elmo, bro. I was the Cookie Monster, but
low key, the most normal looking people are the same people that host these functions or have sex cults in these cul-de-sacs and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, to each his own, but I would at least like to know who's who, just in case, you know, I want to get out the house.
Flash your button. Everybody flash your button. Dog, boy, I want that. People say don't put each other in boxes and shit like that. But when it comes to stuff like that, man, I don't know. I feel like if everybody wore wristbands, we know what club you're going to.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. How difficult is it being in the military these days?
Oh man. Without saying too much, man. Keeping it generic. I love Congress and those sworn above me. But I think we can all agree it's been a rough 4 years.
Mm.
And with a lot of things going on, is a lot of it's conflicting, bro. You know what I mean? My whole family is military. My family's all out of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, so Fayetteville right there, home J. Cole, Greenville. But quick little plug right there. But yeah, all my family, Army, Marines, and all enlisted dudes, and they told me to, go to the Air Force and be an officer. And I was like, cool, man. Like that seems like something I'd be into because I was always a fit guy, very disciplined as a young man. So I was like, yeah, these talents I would love to take to the military and not only like hone those skills to get better at them and apply them to something else greater outside of it, but like I would hate to waste that kind of stuff, because I've always had like a lot of charisma, a lot of leadership skills. So love public speaking. Public speaking never scared me. So I brief a general right now, cold, like it ain't nothing. Damn, that was good at brief. I'm like, he's just a normal nigga. But I don't know why y'all are scared. Just normal nigga. Eat cereal like the rest of us. But yeah, man, to be very excited to get into the service and to get a really good assignment or to get to a position where you really thought that you wanted to be at, and then see a lot of things go on in the world, and then see the responses from some of the federal counterparts can be, admittedly, a little, and I shouldn't even say a little, it's very frustrating and it's concerning. And some of this is heartbreaking, bro. You see the thing, it's like, dang, bro, it's rough. I was stationed in Ohio for a hot little minute, and it was when a lot of stuff was popping off in 2020. And before kind of like the peak of that kind of stuff was going on, Ahmaud Arbery, man, Ahmaud Arbery really hit me. To be a runner, that messed me up, man. I got my CCW like a couple of days after.
Mm-hmm.
And because think about that, man. I thought about that for nights, man. That thing kept me up, man. Because bro was just running, and I've run in the hottest parts of the day just to be like, oh, because one, either that's what worked with my schedule, or sometimes you got something to prove to yourself. It's the hottest part of the day, whatever, cool. But then you get out there, you're running in this neighborhood. The part of Dayton, Ohio that I lived in was very white suburbs. Mm-hmm. So again, I'm picturing myself right in there. And you step into a house that was under construction. I've done that plenty of times. And especially when you're running, especially when you're hot and it's 80 degrees, 90 degrees, and it's humid. You're like, man, let me just step in here real quick. I'm just gonna check it out anyway. And yeah, bro, I ran around, no cap, man, with a pistol on me for a hot minute. I ain't talking about no 9, I'm talking about with 40. Just hit my leg, bro. Cause I'm like, try me if you want to. This Daisy over there looking too hard with her dog, getting her mail too slow, looking at me. I'm like, all right, okay, it's for everybody. But yeah, man, it's rough when it came to like the responses for those types of things, and the response you get as Black men in the military, I think is really unacceptable, man. The wild thing, we had a cultural, I don't know what you call it, like cultural inclusion talk or whatever, Air Force wide, I think DOD wide. And our leadership got together and was like, how do you feel, our POC, our people of color, how do y'all feel about shootings? It was this post George Floyd, right? And I let them know that for me, I could walk in Walmart right now, dressed like this, backwards hat, sweater, and I would go in these date Walmarts or wherever. And being a Southern cat, if you look at me too long, we got to talk. You know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? Oh, excuse me, how you doing? What's up? What's going on? Nothing. Cold stare. Sometimes look disgusting. You're like, are you serious? And you want to run off on somebody in their mouth. But the second, like, it's right after work, you get off of work, you got the uniform on, oh, thank you for your service. Oh man, it's such a blessing to have people like you. And it's just like, I'll be down. And it's just like, I don't know, man. The double standard, the thickness of it all, it's just, it's a lot to process. And it's a lot to weigh on your subconscious that, oh, people say that blue lives, you know, how can you say that blue lives matter when that's not like a real group of people? You know what I mean? Like, that's not like something you're born into. You have to choose the position or the career of being a police officer. You have to choose the career of being a firefighter. You have to choose the career of being military personnel versus you can't choose whether you're born black. You know what I mean? You're born with that. So Black Lives Matter. But it's crazy to see people think like that, like your life is worth something different because you got an outfit on. Because you got, how you know I'm in the military? I'm just dressed like this. You know what I mean? Like, and I could, again, and it doesn't matter. Act like, dress like Carlton, act like Will. I can go in there, button ups on, khakis, boat shoes. Again, I party with the white kids. I know how to dress. But all that kind of stuff. Same thing. It's not even like, oh, there's a clean one. Hey, nothing like that, bro. So I think people used to have that mentality back in the day. You know, your older like uncles and your grandparents would tell you like, comb your hair a certain way, don't wear natural styles and stuff like that. Because long story short, they're trying to beat around the bush and saying look like a clean one, look like you fit in, look like you're educated, look like these things, right? Check all these boxes and you're safe. And what we're learning in 2012 to now, none of that matters. None of that matters. And there are very few safeguards in place for Black people. And even in the circumstance that you are a person in the service, it hasn't protected you, really, because we've had cases. I'm forgetting the brother's name, but I mean, same thing happened to him as well. And he showed his, I always say that he showed his CAT card, his government card as well. And you know, nothing. So it's rough, bro. It's rough. It's very rough being in service, knowing that anything can happen. And especially.
Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys tuning in to the I Can't Make This Up podcast. And if you want to catch the rest of this interview, click the link below and join our Patreon today. I guarantee you'll be impressed with what we got going on. And until next time, peace.